Hello, welcome again. This is Max. Today we're going to learn how to inscribe a text on an object, like the one on the screen. It's a very cool thing to learn because most of your sci-fi designs will need some embedded texts or images. In this tutorial, you're going to learn how to do that. I made this one for a short movie I'm working on. I'm going to keep it short as possible, as I can. First thing we're going to do is to open a new Blender file. Shift S to center the cursor to the origin. L3 to add a circle. Increase the number of counts to 128. Press S to scale it up a little bit. Tab into edit mode. Press E to extrude, and then enter. Scale it up a little bit. Shift D to duplicate, and scale it up a little. Press E again, and enter then scale inwards. Press Ctrl+ to increase selection. Press P for separation, and select selection. This will separate the selected object. Next is to add a text. Press L3 and type text. Press O for rotation, and rotate 90 degrees on the x-axis. Tab into edit mode and change the text to anything you like. For this tutorial, I'm going to use welcome to my channel. I'm going to change the text by coming down here and select fonts. Select this one. Then scale the text up a little bit. The next thing we're going to do is to bend the text so that it fits around the circle. To do that, we select the circle and tab into edit mode. Shift and click for loop select. Then Shift D to duplicate the selection. S to scale it like so. Then press P and select separate to separate the selected object. Back in object mode, we select the separated object. Then right-click and convert to curve. This is because text can only bend around a curve. I'm going to select the big circle. Press H to hide it to have some space. Now we select the text. Come to this tab and search for text to curve. Then use the picker and select the curve. As you can see, it have a different orientation because we didn't apply scale. Let's rotate 90 degrees on the x-axis, then 90 degrees on the z-axis. Drag it inwards on the x-axis. Press 7 on the numpad to go to top view. From this view, we notice the text is inverted. To fix this, we're going to grab the curve, tab into edit mode, and flip it by 180 degrees on the y-axis. S to scale. Now we grab the text and rotate it by 180 degrees on x-axis. Next, we Shift D to duplicate it. Then R, and rotate on the Z by 180 degrees. Then tab back into edit mode and change the text. I'm going to change it to Blender Conference. That makes sense. We're going to have one in April. That's looking good. Now if you look at our reference, you notice there's no text, rather Boolean of a text. To achieve this, first we convert the texts into mesh so that we can perform Boolean operation with them. Select each of the text, right-click and select Convert to Mesh. Time to unhide our circle. Next is to give the circle some thickness. Tab into the edit mode. Press E and extrude downwards on the Z-axis. Grab the two texts. Tab into edit mode. Press it to select all text, then E to extrude on the X-axis. Then back in object mode, we're going to grab them and move on the Z-axis like so. Press Shift and space to display this menu, and select Move to display the gizmo. Now I'm going to grab and move it up a little bit. Time to perform Boolean operation. First we select the circle, then come to the Modifiers tab and select Boolean. Then use the picker and select the text. Also make sure the operation is set to difference. Now add another Boolean. Use the picker and select the second text. I think we have a problem. Let's grab this and move it upwards. Select the circle and change this from exact to fast, then bring it down. Press H to hide the text and see if it works. It worked, but one character is trying to be a pain. Let's fix this. Let's rotate a little bit and see what we get. Let's try scaling in words a little. That might fix the problem. Let's scale it a little bit again. Boom, now we get it. I'm going to press H to hide it. Let's add a material. It's going to be an emission material. One important thing to do is to come down here and make sure transparent is enabled. Press 7 on the numpad and make sure the camera is looking at the model from the top like so. I think everything is okay now. Let's give it a render. The hidden objects are blocking the Boolean. Let's go back and fix that. Alt-H to unhide them and send them to a garbage collection. Then disable these icons. Let's render it again. Press Alt-S to save it. Back in our previous file. This is the one I did before. I'm going to press X to delete it. Press C and go into rendered view. Our intention is to put the text at the center here. What we're going to do is to press Shift D to duplicate this plane. We're going to come to Material tab and delete this material, then add New Material. Then come to Shadings tab. Drag and drop the image we created earlier. Press C to go into rendered view. Then connect it like so. Grab and pull up just a little on the Z-axis. Also connect the alpha to alpha input of the principal BSDF. Now we are getting close. I'm going to press / button to isolate the mesh. Next is to scale it on the Y-axis. we're going to create a node group that will give us more control on the text. To do that, I'm going to duplicate this node, Shift-S to change the node type to color mix, drag and drop it here, use the alpha as the factor. Change it from float to color. Now we can change the color to anything we want. One thing I noticed when I was working on this is that there's a very nice blend when switched to EV. If you switch to EV, come down to Materials tab, under Settings and select Alpha Blend. So this is how to inscribe a text on an object. I hope you learned something from this. Please subscribe for more tutorials. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section.